Why America is still superpower? Why America won the First and the Second World War? And why America still remains strong? America wasn't ready for the battle. Wasn't ready. No country was ready for the battle. This is just something raised from nowhere, and it is spread all over the world, and it was called First World War and Second World War. And now it cost the whole world to fight. No country which was ready to fight that battle. And I'm sure there were countries which were willing, which were thinking they will be the best to take the battle. They never thought of America taking the battle. But America, if you can ask it itself before the battle, it wasn't ready to handle the battle. And how it ended up to be the most superpower, how to end up being strong in times of crisis. America did not become strong because it had a store where it kept all weapons. It had a large number of soldiers that moment. No, it had no large number of soldiers. It had no enough supplies of machines to handle the battle. Actually, no. But it had men and women who are able to work on themselves and produce something. They had men who were able to produce something in times of crisis. It had those ships, they can hear the voice of God, because God is more concerned with the people who hear him, who be obedient. And that's why even after World War, after the Second World War, America remained standing economically because it had industrial revolution. Today, in our country, Kenya, and other countries of Africa, and also many countries in the world, we are facing crises of certain kind. And you may think God has forgotten you. Many people, they say it is the end time. Actually, nobody will be more concerned with the end time. I don't remember if there's someone who will be appointed to take role in the end time. No, when you die, yours is done. That day will be for God to take over. But today, you have this moment, you have this hour for you to act. Many people today, they pray so much for a certain situation to an end. They ask them to stop happening. Some horrible actions to stop taking place, and they are still taking place. They are still taking place because where you are right now, you believe when you pray, God will answer your prayer according to the way you want them. No, God will not answer your prayer according to the way you want them, as long as you are not willing to be obedient. Other people, they think when you do something to God, God will give you what you want. No kind of work will ever earn you fame, will ever earn you greatness. Work is like an obligation. Work is like an obligation. It's like if you did something, then maybe you'll be paid for that, but you will not achieve greatness. Always you will suffer for your own consequences. But people who achieve greatness, they are people who are willing to obey God. That's the only way. There's no other means to achieve greatness, is to be obedient. And you don't need to do something to prove your obedience. It's you to prove your obedience, to feel are you becoming better? Are you building the temple itself? The temple of the Lord, it's you. And the reason you see yourself distracted beyond your understanding is because you are not taking your power. Always there's something playing you. And the moment you will learn to take your power, you will start growing. Many people today, you pray for an accident to stop, but accident cannot stop when there's no one who's willing to sacrifice and become a solution how to stop the accidents. No one is willing to stand. Everyone is busy chasing their own life in their own ways. But the more you keep chasing your life on your own way, the more you keep missing it. The more it gives you more desire to lose yourself in that path. Because God said what you are chasing today, it will be harder to you. That one, nobody's concerned. But today you need to be concerned with that one. Everything you're chasing, it will come together if you take complete ownership of your life. You can't pray for something to happen somewhere mysteriously. Actually, no, there's no day. If you want the solution of what you feel is burdening in your heart, may you be willing to lay your life to God. May you be willing to endure those pains and stand and say those pains will not break you, because a trusted faith is a tested faith. Nobody's willing to bring someone in their life, in their company, and trust them in the first day. They have to go through a certain test so that can be trusted with that thing. So same is in heaven. Is you need to stand. You need to protect your faith so that you can be trusted with something. Moses was able to protect his faith instead of laying it in the house of Pharaoh and serve the idol. Said, I will not serve the idol. I will protect my relationship with God. And Moses walked away from that house, and it's you to understand that God gave you something big. God gave you something great. But if you are not going to take what is inside you, if you are not going to become someone better, you cannot give out the solution to the world. You cannot give out the solution of what is going around you. Things happen and they are getting worse. But God is always concerned with the sheep that hears his voice. The person who stays obedient in the Lord, the person who stays patiently waiting God, then God will give him something to come and bring to the world. America had men and women who remained obedient in times of crisis. They were given solutions, and that's why it remains strong. Even today, America does not have the best weapon. America does not have the best weapon in the world. No, China has also a better weapon. Russia also has a better weapon. If they go to war, you find they have a strategy, a better strategy, because it is more concerned with the people who hear God's voice. You can be best, but without God, you cannot win in times of crisis. You can act better, but without God, you cannot get to the top. And we in a point where photocopy looks like the best way of life. You want to photocopy, but if you want to go to the first world, if you want to get that class, there's no other means except to work on yourself. Because if you don't have bargaining power, then what are you selling? Are you going to sell the same thing which is being sold to you? And there's this belief, my brother and my sister, there's this belief, I know it is destroying people. When you go to school, you learn, and now when you have the papers, you need to go out there and search for greener pastures. The greener pastures will never come. That one will never change the country, because the greener pastures, it is within you. When you have the kingdom, then you have the greener pastures that will change your family and will change the country. You see, many people today, they idolize education instead of understanding education. It's the vehicle that will take you to greatness. Education is not the destination. Education is the vehicle that will take you to greatness. Many people, the reason they still photocopy because you idolize education. You want to do what the other people are doing. Can I ask you, how many of you have done the same course you are doing right now? There are so many people out there. And how are you going to be the best? How are you going to be the best? How are you going to be number one? You cannot be number one with your own mind. That's why you see all the time when you have all the papers, and then also you be employed, you depend on paycheck. But beasts who understand who they are, they take this like a vehicle that will lead them to greatness, the vehicle that will carry them to be what they are. Because Education wasn't meant to be a destination, was made to be a vehicle. Everything you see in this world was meant to carry you to go somewhere. And where you're supposed to go somewhere is to do the will of God. Because the will of God is the solution that's supposed to be given to the world. What do you have in your heart right now? What do you have in between your chest right now? That desire, that dream. And many people, they sell it for a paycheck in the rest of their life. And you remain weakness because you are not willing to let some things go out of your life. You are not willing to stand when life is pressing you. You are not willing to be a man when there's nothing moving you. You feel materialistics around you. They make you feel a man. Today we are in the world where even women, they have everything. They have all the materialistics. And the women, they have more than most of the men today. They have more than most of the men today. I don't know what you're going to tell them because they have it. What you think, they have it better because this is materialistics and it was given to everyone. It wasn't given to special people. And if you want something better, if you want something great today, I want you to be the best. I want you to follow you because when you follow you, God will protect you. But when you follow those things, you will never have something. As you're a man, you are busy wanting to keep her doing everything. And you feel when you keep her home, you win her. No, she enslaved you. She played you. You are fulfilling her desire while she's still seated. It's not happy to tell you this, but man, whenever you are, as long as you're not going to work on yourself, the world is in a crisis because you value pleasure too much. But you can kill that thing and find who you are. You can kill that thing and take the throne of this life. Let me tell you, government cannot take this country far miles alone. Cannot take this country far miles alone. This government needs people work on themselves. And one thing we will ever thank government is because it will work on its position so perfectly. We have everything to access growth. But man, you are not willing to work on them. You want to get there and play games, thinking those games, they will take you anyway. Let me tell you, the more you think you are the best and every kind of materialistics, the more devil plays you more because there's a time you will need to find who you are. There's a time you will need to raise your hand. You find that you cannot raise your hand. You find that it's so hard for you to lift up even a finger because you have been sunk in that hole that plays you right now. It feels like a win, but that one is not a win. It is a game taken over by weakness. It is a game taken over by weakness. Is that temple destroyed by any kind of weakness?